Alright, halo. Jauh banget ya mic-nya. Oi, 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 oi. Biarin aja udah gede. El Clasico guys ya. Let's go. Pasti dia nge-WA. Apa memek? Ya udah masuk anjing. Belum mulai ya? Belum mulai anjir. Di sini aja sih. Kan mau live. Kan mau bola anjing. Gue lagi live. Gue lagi live. Lah, ini lagi live gue.
Risma, halo.
Paris. Duduk.
Tuh makanan lu.
Enggak mau gua. Oh, enggak mau sih. Lu beli martabak apa beli Amer sih?
Buat kita
Oh,
martabak.
boleh.
Biar nontonnya sambil asik.
Kok hebat dari mana lu, Riz?
Iyalah, habis
Abis apa, Riz?
ngobrol.
Ngobrol sama siapa?
Iya bocah lagi minum.
Gue lagi live anjing. No, live tuh baru mulai kan jam 9.
Hijau kameranya, berarti udah.
Kan jam 9. Lu ke Madrid kan? Lu ke Madrid.
Tadi juga Inter pasti menang lu.
Apaan sih?
Inter mana? Inter.
Orang Real Madrid.
Sama Barca.
Madrid.
Tiga dong.
Barca Madrid bego.
PSG sama Inter aja.
Bego.
Kapan tuh?
Ya beli Sunpro juga. Katanya nggak enak.
Dia.
Lu di Ciledug dia?
Biasa lah.
Nah bisa. Ya gue paham.
Iya, harus paham lah.
Terus kenapa anjing? Ya kan bilang paham doang, lu paham apa anjing? Tolol li orang.
Udahlah.
Apaan?
Buru.
Lu es batu mau?
Apa yang sebelah sini?
Pakai es batu lah anjing.
Sama apa gelas-gelas plastik
Gelas
ada
plastik
gue.
aja.
Nih.
Apa? Emang kenapa? Enggak apa-apa.
Gua coba turun banter lu biar kayak ulus anjing. Lagi gue balik.
Udah mulai belum sih?
Kata lu jam 9.
Ini udah jam 9, harusnya udah mulai anjing.
Tadi tahun apa sih?
Lawan Persija.
Hah?
Persija.
Ya bilang-bilang Persija lah.
Madrid Barca. Oh iya.
Madrid Barca sekarang kan?
Iya, Clasico hari ini makanya tadi pada full. Gue udah mau booking tuh full semua anjing, di situ tuh full. Hah? Apaan? Band apanya? Enggak. Kan ini kan gue live reaction doang, enggak gue siarin.
Oh.
Jadi muka kita doang. Sama skornya. Enggak gue siarin, gila.
Alex Valdez waiting also in the bench. The only doubt of this 11 is always been Firmino Olmo. Hansi Flick decided lately to play Dani Olmo from the beginning. Possibly Firmino is a great boost the second half. So Olmo fantastic.
Ini nggak gue masukin. Ini nggak gue masukin nih. Tapi muka kita doang.
Question marks on the flanks. Gerard had some problems in the last games defensively. Eric did pretty good on the
right emang
side.
Gini sekarang La Liga, Paris.
First choice centre back the whole season has been Inigo Cubarsí.
You can see the armband there being worn by Lucas Vázquez with the EU flag on it. La Liga celebrating Europe Day, which was Friday. Let's talk about the Real Madrid lineup with Paul. It's Courtois in goal. He's 33 today, his birthday. Lucas Asensio, Tchouaméni and
Iya,
Fran
nggak
Garcia
asik
across the
emang.
back. Goulet,
Kenapa, Riz? Nggak asik di sana,
Ceballos
Riz?
and Bellingham in midfield with Mbappe and Vinicius up front.
Lu kemarin malah nongkrong sama anak
Same team
bocah
that played,
ngentot.
the last game. Obviously,
Sama apa tuh?
Tchouaméni and Vasquez doing fill-in jobs with all the problems they've got in the back line. Goulet has done well, taking his opportunity
tahu, terus.
recently.
Ih, gua nggak
Good
tahu,
play on
gua
the
nggak
right-hand
kenal.
side of a 4-2-3-1, certainly
Ngapain?
offensively with Bellingham in the 10. Ceballos and Valverde will be like two defensive central midfielders. Vinicius on the left and Mbappe up front, and that system will more than likely turn into 4-4-2 when they haven't got the ball in the defensive shape.
Well, you saw Pedri there picking up Player of the Month award, the 64th game this season for Pedri, but he seems to be able to take that sort of workload these days, and he's been brilliant this season. You also saw Travis Scott, whose name is on the Barca shirt. Remember last season, this fixture was about the Rolling Stones at the start of the game. It was Hey Jude that won it, though, right at the death. Bellingham, 3 goals last season in 2 Clasicos. Madrid need him and his magic this afternoon. They have to win. The Barca
namanya
goals
ini
fine, but
apa
we know
namanya?
champion that they won't play
Yang
for a draw,
deportasi
they'll play
orang
to
ya.
Yeah, of course they'll bet to win, but as you said, 2 of the 3 results are good for Barcelona, even a draw.
Apa
They
sih
will leave
namanya itu ya?
Barcelona 4 points ahead of Real Madrid with 3
Inter-
games to play. Is going to be a good advantage. But well, let's see how it goes.
Well, we're underway. Real Madrid kicking from right to left as we look.
Interpol ya?
Lucas sends the ball back to Courtois. Interesting to see Arda Güler starting his first Clasico.
Nggak apa-apa, nggak kedengeran suara ini.
Dani Olmo, the referee this afternoon is Hernandez. Alejandro Hernandez.
Oh, ditangkap.
Martinez Munero is the video assistant referee.
And that's the first foul. Well, I think unnecessary for Valverde, who already won the challenge. And first free kick for Barca.
Kemarin lu ke rumah dia.
And Dani Olmo are over it.
Pyro. Apaan sih orang dulu aja kayak orang lagi mabuk, lagi party
goes
anjing.
long and out for a Real Madrid goal kick.
Bukan ada
16 goals this season, Rafinha.
bukannya lu
In La
party
Liga.
ya? Nah, serius
The way they're setting up here with Valverde on the goal line, there's only one place
Bukan
this is
mencek,
going.
bukan.
This is going long.
Nah, serius. Tipong yang berenang itu
Well,
ke
here
full
it
party
comes
itu
from
lu.
Fede Valverde, and
Berenang.
it almost
Malu
reaches
kan?
the penalty area to Mbappe, but it's cleared.
Anjing gue bilang semalam kan.
Ceballos out to Lucas Vázquez. Back it goes to Dani Ceballos. Arda Güler made such an impact when he came on in the cup
Kemana?
final. He rolls it back to Courtois, who's under pressure
Itu
from
di Garut.
Torres. Out to Asensio.
Well, Arda Güler was doing is making Real Madrid with 4 midfielders, Paul, and that's difficult for to press for Barcelona.
Lu ke rumah Pari di mana, Pari?
Look how far he goes from his initial position.
Rumahnya.
Yeah, he's come right across there, isn't he? Happy to make those little overloads. And he's not going to be a
Gitu.
right-sided player that's looking to go down the side of the full-back and get crosses in with his right foot. They're going to play very narrow, and at the right time, Lucas Vázquez will go forward.
Vinicius forward to Mbappe, gives it back to Vinicius.
Susah.
Being tracked by Eric and Kubasi, who times the challenge brilliantly. Probably down in front of our pitchside reporter Carlos. Good afternoon, Carlos.
Good afternoon to you.
Yang lu WA story
You
itu
can
ya?
really feel it down here after the Champions
Olahraga
League,
tetap-
though, Barca fans are locked in.
Ya iyalah gue ledekin anjing. Lu
Lu
story doang anjing.
50,000 here, it could be a record.
Gak mungkin,
300 Madridistas
kalau itu
hoping to
bohong.
compete. It feels like
Iya,
a final.
FRS RDWN 6.
Absolutely. Cup final weather, and as Carlos says, it is a final. It's an overused phrase in Spanish football sometimes, but this really is. Because Barcelona, if they win it, they'll be 7 clear with 3 to play. Lucas, it's a mistake almost from Kubasi. There's a chance here for Mbappe. Out comes Szczesny. It has to be a penalty.
Yah, penalti
And it is.
anjing.
First blood, if they can score it, to Real Madrid. And Szczesny's error gives Madrid what could be the opening goal of the game.
Well, it was a mistake initially by the defender.
Masa
He
penalti,
miscontrolled it.
Oh, offside.
And then-
Unless Paul.
Offside.
Mbappe's
The old offside.
Well, let's see if
It's tight. He might just be offside there.
I think it's offside, but if he comes from Kubarsi, Paul, I don't know if that's
Well, they'll give
going to
that.
count.
Tadi.
Obviously, a big mistake by Kubasi, and then Szczesny totally committed. Mbappe just gets his toe on it, draws the foul. Barcelona are going to be hoping that that's going to be called offside.
Nggak tahu.
Well, it's
Gue nggak ngecek.
Hernandez, the man in the middle, is waiting for the word from the video assistant referee regards the offside.
Nggak tahu.
And nervous times in the two technical areas, Carlos, at the start of the game.
Yes, well, right now Carlo Ancelotti.
Ya elah penalti, elah nggak jelas banget. Jangan penalti lah.
Well, with frustration face, Hansi Flick also goes back to his bench.
Bantus banget lu, anjing.
Well, even if there's a penalty offside, it's been a big mistake of Pau Cubarsí. Normally does not commit these mistakes, and then he had the time to play the ball back to Chesney in a better condition. Did it wrongly also, and well, Chesney had to come penalty.
Well, penalty confirmed. Madrid have had a few problems from the spot this season. Mbappe, Vinicius, and Bellingham have shared penalty duties. But it looks as if Kylian is going to step up for this one.
Udah ke-5 ya? Anjing penalti nggak jelas banget. Mbappe, aduh. Kayak mana penalti ini, aduh. Menit 4 penalti, idi Allah. Jesne. Allahu Akbar. Mbappe, aduh, 1-0. Oh my god. Let's go, remontada kah? Dikit-dikit remontada mulu anjing, nonton Barca bikin deg-degan doang. Astagfirullah, menit 4 udah kebobolan. Ini.
Low and hard in the bottom corner. Chesney went the right way, but there was too much pace on it to get his hand on it. Here's another look at the penalty.
Penalti tai. Ini penalti anjing. Aduh udah ketepis sama Chesney tuh anjing.
Just gets his hand on it, but there's enough pace to take it by the goalkeeper.
It's quite a familiar scenario for Barcelona. Pete going down and then having to turn the situation around. But well, let's see if they're able to do it.
Well, you only have to go back to Tuesday and that awful start against Inter.
Iya, makanya ISS kan.
Let's see what they can do here.
Makan aja deh.
Inigo Martinez to Gerard Martinez, been dispossessed.
Binatang
Lucas, who is then brought down.
Well, it has been one of the. There's a very few question marks in Barcelona lately, isn't it? Gerard Martin in defense is good in attack, putting great crosses. In defense, has been suffering in the last games.
Well, Balde is back. He's on the bench this afternoon. And Gerard Martin played the game of his life against Inter, but it was there were two defensive errors as part of that performance, as Chappie says. Vinicius into Bellingham. Bellingham back to Fran Garcia. Bellingham once more. Turning away from Dani Olmo. Back it goes to Fede Valverde. Clips that crossfield to Lucas. To Gulera, I should say. Lucas was ready on the overlap, but Barca have it once more. Inigo Martinez.
Well, and very quickly we saw how Rafinha started to run forward. This is one of the characteristics of Barcelona this season. This directness, always being very, very dangerous in offensive transitions. And Gerard didn't see it, and that was a good chance for Rafinha.
Jumping up to Gerard Martin. Back it goes to the Barcelona captain.
Di Camp Nou anjir.
Back now with Cubarsí. Eric Garcia. Lamy nicely back into the path of Eric Garcia. Under pressure from Vinicius. He gets away from him. What kind of cross can he deliver? He goes for goal in the end, and Courtois had to get down sharply to his right to make the save. Corner for Barcelona.
Yeah, nice combination down the right-hand side. Vinicius, I think, has got to do a lot better there. He should have got goal side and made the tackle. He's making the tackle from the wrong side.
There's Lamine Yamal. Floats that behind the goal off the short corner with Rafinha.
Well, two approaches from Barcelona. 2 times that Lamine Yamal touched the ball and participated. This is how good it is at the moment, Pete.
Well, he's had an extraordinary end to what's been a superb season. Lamine Yamal.
pitch looks really spread out here. Mbappe's 20 metres from the penalty area. They go long
Dari jam
again.
5.
How can they pick up the second balls?
Katanya ke Pari anjing.
Here's Fran Garcia. He sends it forward once
Apa?
again. Long, but it goes beyond Mbappe and through to Szczesny. Well, Inter got a little bit of joy in midweek with a longer ball, testing Kubasi.
Lalu nya nggak gawe. Lu nggak gawe.
Real Madrid going long at every opportunity in these opening minutes. Vinicius puts the ball out for a throw.
What we're seeing, Paul, is that Fede Valverde is pretty on top of Dani Olmo. Whatever he moves, and Dani Olmo is the one who receives in between the lines. And we can see how Fede is always keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, that looks like there's something they've obviously earmarked. Olmo, very good player in that position.
Jadi Sabtu
dangerous.
itu maksudnya harusnya lu libur
Has to get in the box.
Nah, lu ke
Valverde getting really
siangnya
tight on him.
Back to Frenkie de Jong.
kan lu gawe
Puts it up
anjing.
for Inigo. Gerrard to his left.
Oh, itu siang
Cross
aja.
comes Lucas.
Oh iya jam 8 nih.
Nudge it forward towards Rafinha. The referee's given Barcelona a free kick.
Nah, kemarin yang lari.
Going to be interesting to see how this play develops down on this right-hand side with Garcia. Can he get forward and
Lalu
support
besok 2 hari
him
libur
out?
kan?
He's obviously worried about Vinicius not tracking him back and then bouncing back the other way and hit him on the counter, a little bit like he's doing now.
Tackling down the right at the moment, killing Mbappe, and he's drifted past one player and almost two, but Frenkie de Jong comes away with it for Barcelona.
Well, Paul, early on we saw an indication from Carlo Ancelotti precisely talking to Fran Garcia, telling him to stay, not to go forward, but to be pending more to Lamine Yamal than to go forward.
Almost slid that through brilliantly for Ferran. Can he get the shot away? That's excellent
Boleh
defending.
mak kayaknya nggak bisa. Ya lu belum nggak naik bisa aja prot gitu. Ya pasti gitu kan.
Well, and this is how deep Dani Olmo has to go to receive the ball, because Fede Valverde, as we said, is really on top of him, so he decided to go 10-15 yards even deeper to receive the ball and play to Ferran, well defended by Asensio.
Olmo with the corner. John props himself under Courtois' nose. It comes out to Ceballos. His pass is long and goes out for a Barcelona throw. Rafinha will take it. Frenkie de Jong under pressure from Bellingham, and slightly late Bellingham, but the referee allows play to continue. Here's Pedri. Out to Gerard Martin.
Iya nanti gua klip.
Madrid in no rush to get the ball back in play. You see the two different themes there. Ball boy Barcelona firing it back in. Eric Garcia getting the ball in play.
Ayo let's go, remontada dong.
Much slower from Real Madrid getting it back in.
Gilles header infield, but John sends it back to Inigo Martinez. John into Pedro. Back to Kubasi. Inigo out to Gerard Martin. Back it goes to De Jong. Pedri. Rafinha's made a run. Pedri back out to Gerard Martin. The cross comes in and it goes beyond Dani Olmo. Flag had stayed down, and Dani Olmo was bootlace from turning that in for the equaliser.
It seemed to me that Dani Olmo was offside.
Yeah,
It was clearly offside. So the linesman didn't raise the flag, but it was a clear offside situation for Dani Olmo.
Courtois opting to go along again. This is another interesting tactic. Look to play short, kills a bit of time, up and in.
I say one that header, but Mbappe is chasing down the loose ball. He's got Vinicius in the middle. Mbappe to the edge of the... Well, Vinicius in the end. Can he get the shot away? Comes out to Pedri. Vinicius wins it back. It's still not been cleared. The referee's whistle's gone.
That was a good defending from Gerard. I think it was a fantastic ball of Mbappe into the box, and Gerard just closed down very, very well in defense. There he goes.
Counter.
Holding forward. Then
Oh, Lamine Yamal, Riz.
Lamine Yamal, who's stopped by a combination of Valverde and Ceballos, and there's no foul. And here's Vinicius. He's got Mbappe ahead of him.
Ya anjing.
This could be 2-0 for Real Madrid. Mbappe scores, and the Barcelona hands go up, but the flag doesn't.
Stres
Kylian
anjing
Mbappe has
Mbappe.
scored 2 goals in the first half at the Olympic Stadium. This is an awful start for Barcelona.
Stres.
Perfect start for those celebrating.
Stres anjing.
Well, the Barcelona
Menit 14
bench
skor,
and the
anjing.
players are furious that they've not picked up a foul early on in the move where Lamine Yamal drove inside and just got caught up in traffic. We'll have to have another look, see if it was a foul or not.
Tai.
But ref plays on and Barcelona are open, and it's a classic counter-attack. That ball with the outside of Vinicius, we've seen that time and time again, and a super finish from Mbappe.
Well, let's see if he's offside. He's very, very tight, Paul. He's going to be checked. At the beginning, it seemed to me that he was onside.
Weekend
for
kontol.
Mbappe, this pass from Vinicius. But again, Pete, a lot of problems for Barcelona in defense. There was a stat that 16 goals conceded in the last 7 games. 7 goals against Inter de Milan in Champions League tie. So very, very good in attack, as always, created danger. Let's see if it's going to be a foul on Lamine or not. But very, very soft in defense lately.
Well, Lamine is still down, Carlos. Presumably he's going to stay down until this is looked at, but it doesn't seem there's too much interest from the match officials to review it.
Well, let's see. We're waiting for the final decision. I can tell you that I've never seen Hansi Flick so furious as he was talking to the fourth referee after that foul. And just to compliment Chapi's comment, Chapi, in 7 out of the last 8 games played for Barca, they've been down on the scoreline.
Yeah, and watching the replay, Paul, it hasn't been any foul at all on Lamine Yamal.
Well, no foul, no offside, and no problem at the moment for Real Madrid. They're 2-0 up.
Anjing udah pada capek anjing. Lawannya bapak-bapak, Lis. Kan masih
Barcelona
pada
looks
muda.
slightly hungover, Chapi.
It's a similar situation
Makanya lawannya
of
bapak-bapak.
said in the second half of the final of the Copa
Iya.
del Rey
Wali
when
gempur
Mbappe
itu.
came on the pitch. You could see
nonton
how
juga.
dangerous he is. It was the timing of the running were perfect. You could see how it was a big threat for Barcelona. Well, he only needed 30 minutes, but again, very, very worrying the situation of Barcelona in the last games in defense.
Ah, berat dah 2-0 sama kayak Inter ini mah kondisinya.
Nice ball in behind for Pedri.
2-0 dulu.
Checked back, clips the cross in, and it's cleared by Chamonix. That goal from Mbappe takes him to 26 La Liga goals, 1 past Lewandowski. In terms of the Pichichi, Lewandowski on the bench.
After 15 minutes play, you have to say that Real Madrid's tactics have been effective. They've got it long, they've counter-attacked, nicked 2 goals on the break.
More or less as expected, Paul, in a way.
Yes.
Rafinha back to Gerard. Pedri floats the ball in, Chamonix heads it away. Only as far as Lamine Yamal goes for the shot.
Anjing.
And it's pushed away by Thibaut
lagi tuh
Courtois.
Lamine Yamal.
Corner for Barcelona.
Well, good try from Lamine, out from the box.
Lihat aja tuh.
Shot. And as we said in the pre-match program, difficult to beat. Thibaut Courtois is really one of the best goalkeepers in the moment.
Rafinha to take the corner. Headed down by Inigo Martinez and just past Ferran. And out for a goal kick. Well, we cast our mind back to the first game this season between these two teams. Real Madrid got in behind Barcelona plenty, and Mbappe hit the back of the net on a couple of occasions, but the problem was the flag was always up. It hasn't been the case so far this afternoon. Here's Fede Valverde. Out to Goulet. He gets it back from Ceballos. Mistake though. Rafinha, he's got Ferran in the middle. Still Rafinha tries to pick
PBSI
someone
kali.
out, and in the end the clearance
Pakai jaket PBSI Garudaku kan.
Ceballos means the ball goes behind for another Barcelona corner.
Itu pemerintah
And how
Persatuan
comfortable
e-sport.
feels Rafinha with these counter-attack, these transitions. Let's see Olmo with the ball.
Olmo with the cross. Chamonix again strong in the air and heads clear. It comes out to Gerard and he hits it brilliantly.
Anjir.
But it's tipped over the top by Courtois, who's been a busy man in the last couple of minutes.
Oh, what a strike that was. I mean, that's 30 yards out. Ball was rising. Lovely technique.
Well, he's forced yet another corner for Barcelona, which Olmo will take into the near post. Flicked on by
Gol!
and they called for goal back.
Kan gue udah bilang.
Eric
Gol!
the goals again.
Eric Garcia.
Well, he got 5
Udah.
penalties now, and then
Mantan Barca tuh di babak pertama 2-0 dulu, harus 2-0. Itu Eric Garcia.
Stadium celebrates.
Tenang guys, tenang.
One, Real Madrid 2.
Ujungnya jangan kalah lagi anjing.
We normally say that about
Tenang aja.
Ferran Torres, but lately Eric has been fantastic. Today he's playing as a right back. He will do well, but very good in offensive set pieces. Fantastic flick.
Sat, sundulannya itu loh bang. Sat.
Barcelona bouncing back.
Apakah ini menjadi pertanda kita remontada?
That's 8th goal from a corner for Barca this season.
This goes down. Bellingham. Well, I think the referee's given a free kick. And Paul, Real Madrid a little bit more susceptible to set pieces this season than in previous campaigns, fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a combination of the size, playing smaller out position. You know, you're losing real defenders at right back and centre back who would normally be probably markers or good zonal players, and then at the front of the team, they're not the most reliable in the set piece situations. Really, you want them as far away from the goal as possible.
Well,
Get on the counter attack.
Asensio has been relatively new this season, and that's offside of Mbappe. And Tchouaméni does well, but he's a holding midfielder, isn't it? The centre backs have something different, is it? They have this, I don't know, this feeling of marking, of not losing the mark. If you play a holding midfielder, you have to play because there are no more centre backs. It's not the same, is it?
No, I agree, Chucky. You know, missing the likes of Rudiger.
Tapi memperebutkan juaranya. Beda 3 poin, beda 4 poin. Barca masih 1, posisi 1. 2 Madrid. Nah, kan gue udah bilang kan? Anjing kenapa langsung dioper? Mulai dah botnya keluar Martin.
I'm backing up your comments, guys. Sorry, it's the 8th goal conceded for Real Madrid from a set piece this campaign.
And they've been under pressure in this game already from corners. Obviously, I think that was the 6th corner of the game.
Pedri. Fran Garcia tight to him, and they win the ball back. But the free kick's been given Lamin's way.
Di Barca.
And he takes it short to Pedri. Back to De Jong. Back to Gerrard. Back to Pedri on the edge of the area. Lamine Yamal cleared by Fran. Back now with Olmo.
Wih, itu kok.
Gerard Martin.
Kenapa?
Goes for the cross. It comes back out to him. The chance for Ferran to turn it in. And Fran Garcia can scramble it to safety. Barcelona very much on the front foot.
Handball ya?
That was a fantastic pass from Olmo.
Handball.
Picked out.
Oh, pelanggaran. Pelanggaran nggak?
Martin at the back post. Really, everyone was shouting into him, shoot, but decided to cut it back. Went across the 6-yard box and ended up with nothing.
And towards Ferran.
Siapa nih? Eric Wahar.
Well,
Lengke.
despite the attention of 3 Real Madrid players, in the end, Asensio puts it out for a throw, which Eric will take.
Well, we've seen Barcelona pressing better in the last minutes and Real Madrid losing some balls there in the build-up. And this is a scenario Barcelona feels very, very comfortable. Another press for Barca.
Sekarang lupa gue namanya apa.
Madrid get out of that press very effectively. Mbappe lays that one off for
Baru jadi bos dia.
Ceballos, but Barca win it back. Just they look like there might be a counter-attack on.
Anjing.
Ferran going for that one with Asensio, and it's out for another Barcelona throw. Eric, back to Lamine.
Barcelona so good at the high press, throwing numbers forward to win it back as soon as possible. Not afraid to play that high line.
Lamine Yamal twisting and turning and wins yet another Barcelona corner. The linesman didn't seem too convinced about that, but in the end he has indicates that it will be another corner, which Lamine takes short to Rafinha. Vinicius under pressure from Rafinha, and he's won it back.
Nice.
Rafinha. And there's a chance here maybe for Lamine, gets the shot away, but there's no power in it, and it's saved by Courtois.
Well, this is the moment as a team, Paul, it might happen in any game that you feel that you're not comfortable.
Umur 18 tahun, Le, udah menang Euro.
And then you need to find other options. I'm sure that Ancelotti has
Paris masih belajar di bandar.
like playing longer balls to Mbappe or someone else. But the reality is at the moment, if they want to play from the back to the first line, to the second, the third, Barcelona are very dangerous. That they're going to recover and they're going to create danger. So, well, more options for Real Madrid. Let's see what they do from now.
Yeah, that's right, Chappie. I mean, the biggest threat that Real Madrid showed early on was going direct and playing on the counter. Now they're starting to play out from the back.
Mbappe, anjing, keren sih gue.
Barcelona are all over them and they're struggling to get out. The momentum of this game is shift very quickly from after that corner where they scored.
Definitely been a change
Nunggu aja dia.
in the last 10 minutes or so. As you say, Paul, Madrid had the better of the first quarter of an hour or so. Lucas Vázquez plays the ball out to Arda Güler. Güler goes on to Kylian Mbappe. Out comes Szczesny and clears.
Untung aja.
Black stayed down. Forward from Gerrard, looking for Rafinha. Chamonix heads clear. Back it goes from Güler to Courtois.
And Güler that wants to participate in the build-up, wants to have the ball and link and keep the possession, keep longer possession for Real Madrid, but it's been very well pressed for Barcelona in the last minutes.
Ngambil itu dari belakang, Sid.
And it's a free kick.
Ferran looks very sharp also a bit. He's been chasing work and dealing with Asensio, doing well, very strong, fast. Well, problems for Asensio to get Ferran under control at the moment.
Well, it's 10 goals, 11 starts for Ferran Torres. It's been the perfect stand-in for Robert Lewandowski.
But good news was every time that an action between Ferran and Asensio passes and they keep discussing.
Liquid
No,
namanya.
it's been a foul. No, you push me.
Tim Dota.
That's good. That's good to see.
Olmo and Rafinha over the free kick.
Pakai apa dia? Franco.
Rafinha strikes it, and it goes
Pasti
beyond
lawannya
everybody in the end. It was Inigo Martinez who was lurking at the back post. Rafinha will take the corner.
Yang tadi dong, Ler.
Hmm?
Yang rambutnya kuning dong, Ler.
Iya muda-muda semua, yang paling muda itu si Lamine Yamal. Pasti anjing dah.
Lamine is the option short.
Main MC Clipker, main MC aja gak sih bang ketimbang nonton bola. Gua aja gak nonton Liverpool udah juara malas ya elah. Mbappe 7 gol, siap bang Mbappe.
We haven't seen much from Lamine Yamal at the moment.
Mbappe 7 gol Rio.
There's a couple of things, but normally in 27 minutes he produces more things, and that talks very well about Real Madrid in defense also.
Jangan dong Lamine Yamal 200 gol.
Yamal set the bar so high recently that we expect very, very good things from him all the time.
Oga.
Szczesny comes out to the
Oga banget gue suruh makan dagingnya doang anjing.
Martinez.
Kubar sih. Ayo ke atas yuk, buka yuk ke atas yuk. Buka yuk ke atas.
Martinez.
Itu loh.
And,
Anjing gak jelas. Gerard Martin harus diganti anjing.
would have done had Fran not been able to clear it. Bellingham forward towards Mbappe. Kubasi sends it back to Szczesny.
And we've been talking about the defense line.
WA gua nggak dibalas sama Luri, bangke lu ini.
With Gavi and she asked about is Hansi Flick or Barca going to change anything?
Harus.
Well, they are not.
Cakep.
They're changing. They're keeping the defense in the halfway line. That's very risky. But well, at the moment.
Lamine Yamal. Jing, apaan sih? Anjing digituin drama, tolol. Tuh lihat Riz. Buset. Bola biji peler. Mana bola? No, buset. Sadis banget Valverde. Mana tangannya keinjak lagi.
No, Chapi. It's weird because he never talks to the referees, but this 29 minutes we've had so far, we've seen Hansi Flick
harusnya cedera ya
talk
kalau
to the
kita ya.
referee and to his players.
Olmo, let's go Olmo. Nah, jauhan. Set.
Cleared again by Bellingham, but there's no one there for Real Madrid.
Madrid having to deal with a lot of set plays in this game. Wide free kicks, corners.
Menit 30 3 gol.
Here's Pedro. For a moment, the wingers have switched flanks.
Baru menit 30.
Rafinha on this near side.
Well, that's the natural side of Rafinha. You like to play with this flank.
43. Main apaan lo?
He rolls it back to Pedri. Rafinha, who come back from an offside position, received it onside. Here's Lamine Yamal into Frenkie de Jong. Pass goes beyond him, but he finds Gerard Martin. Back to Lamine. Lamine through the eye of the needle there to Rafinha, but Vinicius tries to come away with it for Real Madrid. Out for Real Madrid throw.
Nggak jelas. Ngoprek kemana bang?
Not sure if
Apanya?
he saw him or not, or thought, I'm not giving it to him, I can do better. It was a good opportunity to put him in, and he was past Vinicius in a good crossing position.
Barca bench there with Marc Casado back from injury, and Fermin, who's also celebrating his birthday today. The foul is given against Pedri for that challenge on Mbappe.
22 years old for me today.
22 years old, and Courtois 33.
Mbappe.
Shanley out to Lucas Vazquez. Put under pressure by Gerard Martin. He gets rid of it, but straight to Frenkie de Jong. Here's Pedri.
Sini, bawa ngasih bor lu. Nice. Kanan dikit.
Does not play long balls.
Lamine into Ferran.
Wih, nice banget Ferran.
Torres out to Rafinha.
Aduh. Backnya 200 anjing Madrid.
Pedri,
nah itu loh.
Into Ferran. Lamine Yamal with a shot.
Git. Lihat gak? Hah? Tenang. Lihat gak Lamine Yamal? What a bank shot. Lihat garis. Tuh, lu lihat Tris. Lihat pojok banget. Gampang aja guys. Ini mah kayak lawan Inter maunya. Satu babak 4 gol anjing. Apa sih? Ini game apa sih guys? Tuh, set. Widih, pojoknya. Apa? Parlaynya pada pusing ya? Mau sendiri gak sih dia?
So many good, comfortable players on the ball. Ends up with Yamal on this right-hand side, and it was just classic him. What he does, cuts inside. What a lovely finish in the bottom corner. 2-2.
Enggak. yang slot sama Pele kan tuh main tuh.
Well, we expected a thriller. We've had 4 first half goals. Madrid started so well, but Barca back on terms.
Berarti goceng kan marginnya? Apa 25? Oh gitu.
Frankie de Jong under pressure from Bellingham. Lamine Yamal. Fran Garcia,
berarti masih Del lu, gimana sih Del? Nah kan counter lagi Pedri, kosong kirinya, Rapinya. 3-2. Rapinya. Itu loh. Gila. Permainan gak ini menurut lo? Kalau menang permainan ya. Travis Scott. Rapinya. Tabrakan Mbappe sama Ceballos. Ini set.
Between two Madrid players causes the error. Very good finish from Rafinha.
Apa? Rapinya. Ada sesuatu ya? Kalau tadi gue naro tuh menang banyak tuh gue Riz.
The first 5-10 minutes when they started to play long balls.
Lah kok dianulir sih?
In the last 20 minutes they decided to play short, try to link. That's a great danger when you have.
Kok dua-dua?
Yeah, played into the hands of Barcelona's defending. Two of the goals have come from situations where Madrid are trying to play out.
Oh tuh. Dua-dua.
They win it back in counter.
Here they come again, Barcelona. Dani Olmo chasing this one down. Chamini's header will run straight to Ferran. Pedri out to Gerard Martin. Rafinha in the middle if he can be found. It's blocked by Lucas. Gerard brings it back under control. He's got Pedri in support.
Bantai lagi.
It's back instead to Inigo Martinez. Here's Pedri inside to.
Kayak kocar kacir ya, Le. Sotoy banget lu, kayak ngerti aja sepak bola gajah. Kayak ngerti aja anjing.
Into Eric. Pedri. Some tentative olays from the Barca fans with every pass. It goes back to Szczesny.
I mean, it sounds like it should be easy for
Makanya,
Real Madrid just to.
keren juga ya.
Another opportunity
Tuh,
here.
lah kosong lagi. Lah, itu pelanggaran anjing.
The referee says yes, and out comes the yellow card.
Woi, Tchouaméni kasar banget anjing. Dibakar dong. Anjing ditarik itu ya. Set, buset. Kayaknya masih di toleransi. Tapi nggak di depan, maksudnya kalau masih agak jauh sama gawang enggak. Anjing jadi kocar kacir gila. Iya harusnya red card, bener.
Well, it's just a yellow for Tchouaméni. Rafinha ready to deliver the free kick. 9 minutes left of the first half. In it comes from Rafinha. Cleared, but only as far as Kubasi, who got under it and sent it a long way over the top of Courtois' goal.
I was just trying to say earlier that it sounds like it should be easy. Real Madrid play a bit longer. When you get the ball play in behind. But when they do,
lagi 7 menit lagi istirahat.
Pressure on them. They can't even get that pass away. Very impressive with a high press of Barcelona.
And one of the reasons, Paul, that possibly Real Madrid are doing that is because they have Arda Güler in the lineup. So on paper, we've seen in the last games how he was the man who received the ball to take the tempo of the game and to hold, to pass, to link. Well, but today hasn't been in the game at all.
Miguel Martinez with the long one that will test Chamonix, and it's dropped perfectly behind him for Ferran. He recovered well. Chamonix back with Courtois.
Sekali nyerang masuk tadi tuh.
Very, very cleverly trying to let's see this ball to
Van
Mbappe.
Garcia forward to Kylian Mbappe, Kubasi.
Ini Ferran Torres kan main mah.
Chapa says the flag is up.
We're saying that Ferran is chasing Tchouaméni to make the runs instead of Asensio, who is a central back, is faster.
Ada yang paling ganteng.
Very, very clever Ferran. Or possibly the manager said instead of run at the back of Asensio, try with Tchouaméni, who's a holding midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. Play against Tchouaméni, make the runs off the back of him. He's used to having another line of defenders behind him.
Wah, lesu kan lu fans Madrid.
Here he goes again, off the back of Tchouaméni.
Well, it's another good ball forward to Ferran. Back to Pedri.
And in the play of the free kick, Pizza that I didn't mention, but that was the 5th yellow card of the season for Tchouaméni.
Dari waktu itu mau ngebal mulu anjing.
So he misses the game against Mallorca on
Akhirnya ya.
Tuesday.
Lagi kita kan gak ada duit ya. Lu mau mabok ke gue ya duit terus. Dia mau nih ada turnamen. Ya udah gue gasin aja. Lu nyalain doang ya, Ri.
Before we can start talking about the next round of fixtures, here's Frankie de Jong. That was late from Ceballos. Play continues. He goes out to Gerard Martin.
Gerard Martin.
Pulls it back.
Ya kenapa ke situ? Ini dia udah lari, kesian banget.
I think Madrid will be happy for the half-time whistle. To be honest now, get inside, regroup,
Lu kapan ketemu
reorganise.
temen ini?
Because at the moment,
Malam-malam di Cairo.
Barcelona are well on top.
Sama Adel, ini cewek ini.
Well, Carlos said in his pre-match press conference, he did say it with a smile, if the players do what I say, then we'll be okay. But after 10 very good minutes, maybe quarter of
Penjara.
the first 15 minutes,
Penjara mana?
Barca have been on top, and they're on top in terms of the scoreline as well. Lamine Yamal thinks he was brought down. The referee doesn't agree. Forward it goes to Vinicius. His first touch meant the ball ran long. Back to Szczesny.
No, I don't think it was a foul. I think he lost his balance and stumbled. And God, that was a good opportunity going back the other way.
Vinicius.
Just Vinicius' control let him down.
Rame lu kemarin nongkrong sama bocah.
Martin. Rafinha. But ball goes
Enggak, mau jalan kemana
Well, you
sih?
expected some substitutions
Naik kapan?
at the half time for Madrid?
No, I don't think there'll be changes. I think just maybe some more emphasis on the tactics. They've got to follow the tactics that they applied, you have to say, successfully in the first 10 minutes. They went away from it, and it played really into the hands of Barcelona.
Berapa orang itu berangkat, Riz?
Stumbling but keeps possession. Back it goes to Kubasi, into Lamine Yamal. Eric on the overlap. Lamine with the...
Wih anjir, apa itu?
Over the top.
Anjing, gila umpannya. Lihat nggak lu?
Well, how many times have we seen those two playing on opposite sides of the pitch combined brilliantly this season?
Tas.
I think he should score. So absolutely.
Itu dia Lamine Yamal anjing. Yang juara Euro kemarin yang gendong Spanyol.
Right under it.
Gendong Spanyol waktu umur 16 tahun juara Euro kan 2 tahun lalu. Kita nonton anjing Euro. Lu kan judi juga. Alah tai lu. Depan cewek lu gitu, dia mah gitu deh. Males
from
lu.
Madrid, who as Paul says, probably just want half time to come so that they can regroup. But they're on the attack at the moment. Vinicius trying to thread that through for
Lah, goblok amat, Cok.
Bellingham crosses. Mbappe was slightly behind him. He can't get the shot.
Ya, penalti lagi dong. Ya. Penalti lagi. Penalti lagi. Anjing. Gak jelas anjing. Ya Allah. Penalti lagi anjing, game apa sih? Oh, enggak offside sih.
In one moment you think Barcelona got total control. This is the kind of run that Real Madrid have to make. It can't always be Mbappe. That's a deeper run from Bellingham.
Enggak kena. Sumpah enggak kena anjir. Enggak kena Riz.
Get the other side.
Tuh.
No, I'm sure there's contact there.
No,
anjing nih Mbappe nih, emang anjing nih culas bangsat. Culas dia anjir.
He gets before to the ball, Mbappe, but it's not contact. Frankie De Jong call, I think.
Ya, tapi dia
Well, it's Juan
Eric.
Martinez Monero who's the video assistant referee.
harusnya kartu kuning tuh tadi tuh
And,
Mbappe tuh. Kalau dia
we want
ngelihat
to
ke
find out,
VAR-nya.
Carlos, but we have seen the replays and
Iya, dia lihat.
it's not a
Harusnya kuning nih. Percaya sama gua. Soalnya
I didn't see it as offside, I have to say. When I looked at it, the timing looked really good. But now they don't have to deal with the penalty, which actually didn't look like a penalty anyway.
Well, Ronald Araujo, since the very beginning, he was convinced it was a penalty. It was Jose Ramon de la Fuente that told him to calm down because it was
Rapinya
very
tadi.
close. And well, now everybody
Mbappe.
joking with Araujo in Barca's bench that the Uruguayan was right. And a yellow card that is shown to someone in the bench.
Siapa?
I believe it will be to
Oh,
Ronald
ini
Araujo
staffnya.
after
Wah,
the way he
mulai
was
keras
asking
nih El
for the
Clasico
offside.
deh. Berantem dong.
Well, it's not clear we're seeing the
Ini nggak offset sih. Yang soalnya ngambil dia nih.
See it again here.
Tuh kan.
So this is
Lah, palanya ya?
from deep.
That was tight.
It's the head.
Yeah.
Well,
Enggak.
But again, you said it, Paul.
Oh,
It
Araujo
hasn't to be Mbappe all the time.
Pemain cadangannya
It can
kartu
be
kuning,
Vinicius, it can be
bangsat.
Bellingham, it can be Arda Güler.
Mistake there, Rafinha.
Wait, itu dia, wait.
Barcelona, Varane, Rafinha, and there it is, the fourth Barcelona goal.
4-2 Rapinya. Itu loh.
That takes him to 18 for the season, and it is Football Club Barcelona 4, Real Madrid 2.
It's really difficult to understand how Real Madrid can commit so many mistakes.
Remontada, guys. Remontada.
Goal that it had no difficulties at all. They get it.
Rapinya. Remontada.
The last pass was very good to Rafinha to finish. But again,
Udah
unnecessary
bilang.
mistakes.
Gini gayanya,
it's
Riz.
a dreadful goal to give away at that
Ini
stage of the
kayaknya.
game. And then one moment you look like
Jago
you can
banget,
have
Riz.
a potential penalty at that end. It wasn't. But then a minute later, it's a dreadful mistake by Vasquez.
Kocar kacir Lucas Vazquez.
Past him
Ini kocar kacir nih dia.
and punished.
Well, it was 4 Barcelona goals in the first league meeting. It was 5 Barcelona goals in the Spanish Super Cup.
Lihat perpanjangan
final.
waktunya berapa anjing.
It was 3 in
6
the
anjing
Copa del
babak
Rey
pertama.
final, and it's 4 this afternoon, and we're only halfway through.
Oh,
the
lama
game.
banget. Dari waktu kotornya.
It will be 6 minutes of adding time, Pete, in this first half.
Ini gol teh.
6 minutes more for Real Madrid to suffer defensively. They've got to play it down at the moment. It's Fede Valverde. This free kick been given.
Well, 6 goals in 45 minutes is not too bad, Pete, is it?
No.
6 minutes added on, we can hope for a couple more.
Cakep nih.
So let's see Valverde, who is being kicked and having some problems.
Well, Paul mentioned it earlier, and we shouldn't forget Alaba, Militao, Rudiger, Carvajal, Camavinga, who sometimes plays a left back, Mendy.
Toilet di sini, keluar
All out for Carlo Ancelotti, and on afternoons like this, you can see it.
And Pete, we've seen the replay and
Beneran ya?
the right ankle of Valverde just got
Di situ baru ada, di situ sumur, dan di situ sumur, limbah. Toiletnya sini, toiletnya.
Travis Scott enjoying himself.
Yeah, he is.
If he wasn't a Barcelona fan before the first half, he certainly is now.
Look at him.
Valverde, certainly one player, Carlo, will not want to lose.
When he fell, there is on the right ankle. Hopefully it was the ankle, not the knee.
I think it's the right knee, Chappy.
Well, the knee is more dangerous,
Gila lu.
but he's got up.
Kenapa?
Carlos, very quickly, I asked you about Hansi Flick, but any indications of Ancelotti on Real Madrid players for all these mistakes in defense?
No, we've seen him talking a lot with his son, with his technical staff, but indications precisely to the players, no. Right now he's standing, arms crossed, and, well, not a happy face at all.
Inter nggak ada. Gua ada bajunya tapi mas gue pakai.
Underway, Asensio forward.
Keluarin. Cabut. Pas sudah kalah cabut gua.
Courtois goes long, but straight to Inigo Martinez. Here's Pedri. Gerrard trying to find Olmo. Bellingham stepped in ahead of him. Ceballos sends it back to.
Si Madridnya kayak bak pertama di anjing-anjingin sama Ancelotti dah.
Courtois launches another long ball for Mbappe to chase. Kubase hits clear.
If you play balls like that, you've got to get your midfield up quicker and around the ball.
For this second ball,
Yeah. Otherwise, this can happen.
Well, this is happening. It's happening to Real Madrid again. The cross from Rafinha doesn't reach Ferran.
Nyaris ya.
Fede Valverde seems to be running absolutely fine, so that's good news for Real Madrid. Frank Garcia back to Valverde.
Attention bit with Inigo Martinez.
Oh,
Couldn't see him
dulu.
fine. I believe he's limping a little bit, and Andreas Christensen is warming up for Barca.
Watch out, Rafinha, the way that he fell. I think it's not a foul of Lucas Vázquez, but he fell.
Nggak tahu.
Well,
And Valverde is touching his right knee at the moment.
Christensen hasn't played too much football this season, just the one start in fact. And of course it was Araujo who was preferred in midweek, as we see that incident again between Rafinha and Lucas.
It was strange, isn't it? Because it was light touch, but it didn't look.
He trod on the top of his foot, didn't he? It was by accident. He's trying to do that
Dua-duanya salah itu.
move where you roll over the ball.
Dua-duanya
As he's
salah.
planted his foot, it's gone straight on the top of Rafinha's foot.
Well, Carlo Ancelotti, it's probably safe to say that this is his
Ini
last
salah nih Lucas Vázquez itu
Clasico,
PA banget dah.
and it is not going well, and that's an understatement.
Tuh.
You see again, Rafinha beat Courtois. Goals in La Liga. It's now 34 in all competitions. Extraordinary numbers.
Gua mau nontonnya di sini, Barcelona.
The doctor talking away to Carlo there. Looks like there might be an issue with Valverde. They'll obviously assess him at half time, but he's not moving well.
Chamani forward to Frank Garcia, cut out by Lamine Yamal.
Iyalah. Ntar bayarin gua anjing.
Lamine Yamal up against Frank Garcia. Pedri. Gerrard. Pedri.
Di refresh aja.
A bit of
Biar skornya up
pressure
ya.
from Kylian Mbappe, but not so much, and he can keep possession quite comfortably. And Inigo Martinez forward to Rafinha.
1 menit lagi.
So good on the ball, the two central midfielders of Barcelona, Pedri and De Jong, taking little short angle balls, and then they look to set up the attacking players from that.
Iya ya.
Well, they're showboating their way to half-time, Barcelona, and who can blame them, because they've scored 4, having conceded 2 early goals.
Udah masih
they're
habis.
also very good at it.
Yeah,
Possession
they can do
games
it.
and keeping the ball and circles. They've been practicing that every single training session. But apart from that, this season they have been working many more things.
Habis sih.
Like the transitions, counter-attacks, and the high press. How to deal with the defense line in the pressing. Well, fantastic work from.
Ya, ini mah gol lagi, Riz.
Here's Ferran. Bellingham slides in. Chamani sends it back to his goalkeeper.
Dan
Rafinha chasing the ball
masih
down
mau
out to
main.
Lucas, who's under
Masih
pressure.
mau
Gerrard into
main-main.
Bellingham, out to Arda Güler.
So I'm possibly expecting Paul. Possibly you said no in the half time, but 4-2 to see Rodrigo straight away.
There isn't too much for Carlo to call on, is there? But
Now that fourth goal's on. Now 3-2, he might have kept it the same for a little while, but 4-2, I think you've got to be looking at Rodrigo.
And if Rodrigo comes on, you think it will be for Arda Güler, yeah?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Bellingham slipped that
Sampai
through
nunggu
to
gol dulu dah.
Mbappe. Mbappe finishes past Chesney, the flag goes up.
Offside lah jelas anjing. Udah lah anjing, lu mau menunggu Madrid gol.
Carlo, Modric is there as well, as we see the replay.
Jauh
of this,
offside-nya.
And the right call from the linesman. Brahim is on the bench as well.
Anjing ya Mbappe ya,
They keep
kalau di
doing
depan gol
time
pasti
and
gol
time again.
kayak.
The offside trap is unbelievable.
Gitu aja kalau gitu udah gol.
How good they
Kayak
doing
kipernya udah dah
They
gol
time
dah
it
anjing.
really well.
And the
Udah
thing-
anjing udah
one of
buang
the
nih
tricks is
udah anjing.
when they see the player who's gonna make the pass,
Wah.
look down to look at the ball and
Ah.
make the pass. They keep pushing, pushing.
And that only comes from training.
Ya udah
That's
kita
not
half time
by
dulu guys ya.
Well, goals galore.
Kita balik lagi
in the
bentar,
first,
guys.
45 minutes, 4 of them have flown past Thibaut Courtois. Real Madrid took the lead after 5 minutes when Kylian.
Itu gue bakal tinggal streaming. Dah yuk MC. Boleh bentar Ri. Gue abis half time dulu Ri. Ayo. Hah? Agak.
Kok lu Mobile Legends sih?
Kagak. Lah ayo keluar. Ajaklah cewek lo. Kor ayo
Keluar
kor.
naik motor.
Mau kemana sih? Sama bawa anjir. Bawa apanya? Ini nih maksudnya. Maksudnya ini Riz. Halo. Mana nih? When you say the world another do, only one again would do. When you say
I think handball against Lucas. Modric comes away with it for Real Madrid. Brahim, Vinicius, he's got Mbappe in the middle. It's Christensen trying to get back, and Christensen slides in and blocks. Flag was never raised.
Oh, Christensen did really well there. Just delayed, stayed on his feet until the right moment, and then blocked a critical cross. Mbappe lurking behind him.
I'm pretty much celebrated by Hansi Flick with his arms wide open.
Well, the cross was good, but the tackling was fantastic. Well, this is another one that he doesn't lose many balls, is it? Luka Modric. It's always fantastic to watch him play.
Oh, he's another player who's maybe playing his final Clasico. And he's going to take this free kick. Takes it short to Bellingham. Back it goes to Chamonix. Vinicius. Fran Garcia continued his run. Vinicius held on to it. Mbappe on the shoulder of the last Barcelona defender, but the ball doesn't reach him, and Dani Olmo comes away with it for Barcelona. Frenkie de Jong.
And Pedri asking Frenkie de Jong to stop and go back and have possession, long possession.
There's Modric forward to Bellingham. Fran Garcia. Back it goes to Vinicius. Bellingham's made a run. Vinicius instead tries to pick out Lucas, but Rafinha reading the danger and heads it back to Szczesny.
You can see what Real Madrid are trying to do. They're trying to get runners in behind. They just don't
Fans
give them
Madrid,
time on the ball
komen di bawah, waktu dan tempat dipersilakan.
They're so good at stopping the forward ball from midfield.
Fans Madrid, komen di bawah, waktu dan tempat dipersilakan. Salam 15 UCL.
Eric's ball over the top for Olmo. He's got Varane and Rafinha in the penalty area. Back it goes to Lamine. Lamine picks out Alejandro Balde. Up against Brahim. Back to Frenkie de Jong. Here's Rafinha. Lamine against Lucas. Pedri sends it back to Inigo Martinez, who's protesting the challenge from Bellingham. And Pedri. 64 games for Pedri this season. As I mentioned in the first half, he could get very close to the 70 plus that he managed in his first season if he keeps starting for Barcelona and then with Spain.
Well, they had a difficult season last year, isn't it? And with injuries.
Ooh, nice.
But now I think he said, let's see Lamine first. He said himself that he worked very hard in the gym, that he needed to put a little bit more power in his body. And well, it has changed completely, not in terms of quality, but in terms of resistance or
durability,
challenges.
Rafinha going across to take this corner. And it comes to the near post. It's cleared by Bellingham. Pedri's under pressure from Kylian Mbappe. Plans as the referee. Here's Frenkie de Jong. Eric into Rafinha. Back to Pedri. Into Ferran. Rafinha continues his run. Ferran will get the shot away. It takes a deflection. It goes out for another corner.
Now everybody wants to score a goal, isn't it? Now it was Rafinha and Balde complaining to Ferran because they didn't receive the ball, but Ferran was just in front of the goal, so he had to finish. And Barca quite comfortable now.
Yeah, very comfortable, enjoying their football, in total control of this game. Monumental task now ahead of Madrid to get back into this.
Well, we've played 20 of the second 45 minutes. Barcelona have a corner which Rafinha will take. In it comes, and Courtois takes it comfortably. Well, I say comfortably, he's now gone down, or stayed down, holding his back. There are some Real Madrid substitutes in front of us warming up, including Victor Muñoz, 21-year-old left winger. Youssef is there as well, 19-year-old left back. Jacobo Ramon as well, the young centre back. More evidence, if it were needed, Paul, that there's so few resources at the back as we reach the climax of the season.
Yeah, thin on the ground now to make additional changes that can come on and make a big impact. You've got Endrick there, but if you put Endrick on, you know, who are you going to take off? You're going to take off Mbappe, you're going to take off Vinicius at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Vinicius is trying to run in behind here. And Christensen again with the intervention, and it's a goal kick.
And maybe Rodriguez not fit to play because he's not in between the players warming up for Real Madrid.
Well, in fact, Brahim has come on before him, so...
Yeah, the fact that that's happened and he's not even warming up, there must be some other issue that we're not privy to, why he's not involved in this game.
Pedri out to Eric. Eric through to Rafinha. Asensio gets there first and puts the ball out for a throw.
Well, it is finished like this, or with the Barcelona win, Pete. That's 7 points difference, 9 to play. So possibly we potentially talking that Barcelona can be champion next week or midweek.
Yeah, Real Madrid play on Wednesday. I said Tuesday in the first half. They play on Wednesday. If they lose, and if this does end as a Barca win, if Real Madrid don't win on Wednesday, and this ends as a Barca win, then Barca are champions. Barca play Espanyol away on Thursday night. The ball forward to Rafinha. Through to
Nah, itu nggak offside.
Ferran, can he beat the goalkeeper Courtois? Well, I think he knew the flag was about to come.
It looks like Real Madrid in attack. They lacking ideas, isn't it? It's like the feeling watching him from here is that they tried everything with Mbappe running, with Vinicius trying to do the 1v1s. It didn't work, and now it's like, what else we do?
Yeah,
There's a little bit of frustration in it.
Yeah, I think so, Xavi. It looks like they've run out of ideas. The morale looks flat. They look down as a team now. Just the belief is slowly leaving them.
Martinez will take the free kick. Tried to find De Jong, but it's intercepted by Modric. Here's Brahim. Balde wins it back. It's won back in turn by Lucas, but Balde has it again. Modric now playing the ball.
Ya Allah.
Gets ahead of Mbappe.
Ya
Can he finish Vinicius? He finds
Allah.
Astaga. And Real Madrid have a goal back. It's Barcelona 4, Real Madrid 3. Couldn't really see it coming, but
Ini
it has
Mbappe
come,
ini
and Mbappe
apa ya?
has 3 goals in the last Clasico of the season.
Lagi-lagi si Mbappe itu, guys.
Wow.
But they look down. The reality is they look down, but they're always danger, isn't it? I think it's going to be checked.
Mbappe lagi. Udah hat-trick aja nih orang.
Vinicius stepped in ahead of Mbappe, but then laid the goal on a plate for him. Is it going to be Mbappe's hat-trick?
Berangkat 4-3, guys.
So, back to just the 1 goal difference. Will that lift Madrid's spirits, because they seem to be on the floor just before the ball went into the back of the net past Szczesny. Here's Balde.
And what a pass by Luka Modric, by the way. I was just in front of him, and I couldn't
Anjing,
even see Mbappe when
anjing.
he give the ball to Vinicius. Sorry.
Lewandowski won't be enjoying watching Mbappe score 3 from the
Yeah,
bench.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, it moves into 27, now 2 ahead of Lewandowski.
I think it's time to play him on, isn't it?
Mbappe tuh pinter banget bikin
Lewandowski
space.
on for Ferran.
Jadi minimal harus dijaga 2-3 orang nih udah fix. Weh,
360s away from
Pedri.
Lucas. Modric wins it
Gila,
back.
tarik-tarik bajunya
And he's
tuh.
furious with the referee. Look, the referee's caught a foul.
Well, you never know what Pedri's going to do with the ball. He's not the quickest, he's not the strongest, but he's unbelievable how to keep the ball in control, and it looks like he's not doing it very, very fast, isn't it? It's like, now I'm going to get the ball out of him, but you can never do it. So it's unbelievable. The
Wih,
quality
nice
is
banget
there.
rapinya.
Ferran lays that one off for Balde. It goes to De Jong, back out to Alejandro Balde. The cross comes in, it's cut out by Shamani, cleared by Lucas. Comes out as far as De Jong. Here's Olmo. Frankie De Jong once more. Into Rafinha. Bellingham trying to dispossess him. He rolls it back to Pedri. Pedri to Balde. Pedri's pass intended for Lamine Yamal. Frank Garcia intercepted it, but Barcelona won it back. No. Referee gives the free kick against De Jong.
Nice, Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal with the shot. Courtois makes the save. It comes out to Fran Garcia.
That's been a very weird moment, isn't it?
That was. I mean, Vinicius grabbed the ball off of De Jong to try and play a quick free kick, and then he passed it straight to the Barcelona player, then ended up with a shot and goal. Bizarre moment.
Bisa. Buka.
Rafinha's made a run.
Balde.
Balde goes backwards instead to Frankie de Jong.
I was thinking of the options of Ancelotti bit, and looking at Hendrik, he's a player that he scores so many goals. The big problem is what you said, but who is the one it takes off, isn't it? It shouldn't be a problem to take off Mbappe or Vinicius if it's for the good of the team, but it looks like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, the question is, are you making the team stronger with him going on, or potentially weaker?
Yeah.
There's no denying he's a good player, and there's a big future ahead of him.
Not even thinking of Hendrik for a midfielder.
Bobol Mbappe lagi lah, hat-trick lah.
Yeah, it's possible. It might get to that stage.
Ball in
Tiga, anjing.
behind for Lamine Yamal. He's got Ferran and Rafinha.
Wow,
He puts that one over the top. So close to his hat-trick.
depan gawang
Just got under it.
rapinya enggak.
And close score
Iya, kalau masuk ke
for
gawang.
Real Madrid. Well, we have seen Hendrik come on and play on the right of the
Anjing ke
front three.
atas, gila.
So, but obviously that's where Brahim's been brought on to play in effect when they're attacking. So,
I mean, while in Barca, Fermin and Hector Ford are preparing to come on.
Fran Garcia into Vinicius. Mbappe makes his way into the penalty area. Vinicius pulls that back for Lucas. Here's Brahim. Brahim back to Modric. Modric nicely into the path of Lucas. Lucas with the cross, chance for Brahim and the block.
Anjing nyaris banget Le.
Goes out for a corner.
Kalau udah seri.
But Real Madrid, signs of life still. Where is Vinicius and Mbappe, there's life.
There is a moment that I think Vinicius was going to put the cross, and it was Mbappe surrounded by 6 Barcelona players in the box.
Here's Brahim. Hendrik has made his way back to the area. Looks like he's going to come on. The cross comes in. It's pushed away by Chesney. Out it goes to Kylian Mbappe. Driving to the byline, Mbappe. Keeps the ball in play. He goes off the pitch, and that means that Olmo can get Barcelona going again. Here's Lamine Yamal. Modric. Goes out to Fran Garcia. The cross comes in, down goes Vinicius, appeals to the referee. Referee's gestures for him to get back up.
Well, we've seen some approaches from Real Madrid through the left side with Vinicius, now Frank. Oh, they're attacking well now.
Yeah, I think it's an important period for Barcelona now with that extra time midweek in the Champions League, away from home, the travel. Signs of some fatigue now. Hansi Flick's going to do a couple more changes.
Fermin Lopez.
Get some fresh legs on the pitch.
Ini pemain jago nih, masih muda.
Yes, he is. He's receiving the final instructions from Carlo Ancelotti. We repeat that Barca will make a couple of substitutions, Ford and Fermin, and it will be Hendrik coming on for Real Madrid, but it seems that they want to stop the substitution for a minute, and we will see the Barca changes. The first player that will come off, it's Dani Olmo. Then we see Fermin coming on. What a second half of the season for Fermin, by the way. Beat 4 goals and 4 assists for the number 16 of Football Club Barcelona. And the other player coming off, receiving applauses from the crowd, is Eric Garcia.
Well, Hector Ford, who surprisingly has played very, very little. I think it's a great right back. It is true that Koundé has been at a great level this season, but Hector Ford, every time that he played, he did well. And well, substituting Eric Garcia, that we said so many times, Pete, had the interest of Girona time after time after time to sign him. But Hansi Flick said no, there is no way. Eric is not moving, and he has played a lot of games. Most of them from the bench, but he has participated a lot.
Ball forward into the path of Fermin. Rafinha making a run ahead of him. Here's Lamine Yamal. He's got Hector Ford to his right. Goes back instead to Frenkie de Jong. Well, I saw him a lot last season, Hector Ford, on the wrong side, as it were. Seemed to be overtaken in that position by Gerard Martin. And as you say, Eric's contribution to the season has been huge, playing his best football at the most crucial time.
And Chapi, what's the difference? Of course, refreshing the team of having Fermin and having Dani Olmo on the team.
Well, of course, Dani Olmo is a fantastic player in between lines. He's a player to make the last pass, the shot on goal, a very talented player, but we're not going to see him very often running at the back of the defenders. Fermin is completely the opposite. He's going to be running at the back of the defenders, going to be making runs, and has improved a lot with the ball also, but if he sees a space, he will go. So more direct than Dani Olmo.
Fermin back to Hector Ford. Ball over the top for
nice.
Lamine Yamal. Goes past Fran Garcia, gets the shot away, cleared by Courtois, out to Varane.
Handball!
Handball! The Barcelona players are certainly appealing for that. For the moment, play continues. Vinicius, forward to Fran Garcia.
That's definitely going to get looked at.
Handball nggak sih? Handball nggak sih?
See it again here.
Tuh! Jelas handball. Handball. Tuh! Jelas. Ya, mana ada handball sengaja, anjing.
That's the fourth yellow card of the season for Fermin. Just to mention that Hendrik went back to warm up. They canceled the substitution totally.
Bangsat juga ya.
White ball.
I don't know if he can't decide who to take off.
Jangan gila deh wasit. Udah jelas-jelas handball ya.
It's 10 minutes to go. Why not risk it as playing with 4 strikers? You never know. Barcelona can score the 5th in any moment. Playing with 3 midfielders, Real Madrid with 2. So I don't know. That's the feeling that I have.
Udah pasti handball ini.
Yeah, I think probably the change would, if it was me, I'd put Valverde to right back, take off Vasquez.
Pasti ini, pasti handball.
Hendrick in an advanced position.
Pasti handball.
Like 4-2-4.
And now it's been the possible penalty. It's been checked. Possible handball of.
Nah, dia udah tahu kalau handball. Udah tahu dia tuh. Anjing lagi kena tangan gue nih. Iya lagi, aduh ketahuan dah. Handball. Handball, mampus. Jangan kebanyakan mikir apa wasit tai, orang jelas-jelas kena tangan, bangsa.
He's just beside us taking a look at the monitor. Lots of drama right now in the Stadio Olympic.
And he is going to come and have a look at it. Hernandez, you say, Chappy, 10 minutes left.
Udah pasti penalti udah.
In the title race, really. So Madrid, this is their last chance. But are they about to go 5-3 behind? Well,
itu udah ngalangin gini, gerak tangannya aktif.
Yeah. There's a handball, that's clear. And he doesn't have it in a natural position. He have it slightly open. So I understand that the ref is going to give penalty for Barcelona.
Well, key moment in this game because I'm not sure Real Madrid have it in them to come back from a 2-goal margin this late in the match. If the penalty is scored, of course.
Udah telak penalti.
It's just the fact the action is so close. He's made an attempt to get the arm out of the way.
No. Well, he seems to have gone with that logic, Paul.
Yeah, looks like it.
Enggak ya? Kok enggak? Hah?
Barcelona supporters don't agree, but it's a Real Madrid free kick.
Itu aktif tangannya.
Well, Hendrick is coming back.
Bangsat.
Prepare to go on.
Gak jelas anjing.
Mbappe, Bellingham. Quickly swarmed by Barcelona players and dispossessed. Hector Fort back to Chesney.
Let's see who's coming on for. Is a good thing what you said about
satu masih bisa ya?
as a right back, Lucas Vázquez off. And
Masih bisa nyari-nyari penalti ya.
And then play with 4 strikers.
Jatuh-jatuh kayak ada kotak ya.
Well, he receives last instructions from Carlo Ancelotti, and just as Paul said, it is going to be Vázquez off, Valverde presumably to right back, and Hendrick on.
That's why Paul is such a great manager. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was about to ask if he sent a message to David Ancelotti that I see him there with a cell phone in the bench.
To fault the throw. Wins the header. Brian tussling with Fermin. Look, Fermin is stronger and comes away with the ball. Here's Rafinha. Rafinha whips in the cross. Puts it out to the edge of the area where Brahim reacted well and cleared to Bellingham. Bellingham up to Vinicius. Foul from Hector Fort.
Wah anjing tuh tadi harusnya penalti tuh babi. Oh, bangke.
So now it's Modric in midfield with, let's say, it's Brahim and Valverde. Brahim and Bellingham.
Anjing.
Vinicius on the left, Hendrick on the right.
Dongok banget nih wasit anjing.
Modric to Tchouaméni.
Dongo, beneran terlalu dongo anjing. Ikut Mbappe semua tuh.
And they just
Digendong.
Gavi, that will be the fifth and last substitution. Lewandowski is walking in front of us, and I can tell you, Pete, he's not having a friendly
Digendong,
face.
Riz. Ini tumpul.
Well, they still have 3
Main-main di
games
sini
left
doang paling nih.
to reclaim top spot in the goal scoring jump.
Modric.
Brahim gets away from Rafinha. Ball through the middle for Mbappe
Yeah.
to chase. Vinicius is there as well.
Jangan dong.
The foot goes across.
Licin.
Vinicius with a shot.
Maruk banget anjing.
Well, the idea was good. The runs of Mbappe and Vinicius were good. The pass.
Pamer gigi dah putih.
Assist para
Pamer gigi.
Real Madrid is still pushing.
A more promising attack. There hasn't been many, you have to say, in the second half for Madrid.
Udah capek banget, panas banget itu main di kiri dia. Kan trik banget tuh. Datang kiri trik banget, Riz.
Varane holds it up well, lays it off to Rafinha. Asensio just trying to shepherd that one back to Courtois, or out the play for a goal kick, and he managed the latter.
You talk about the possibilities of Lewandowski in the last 3 games, not easy games for Barcelona.
No.
They go into away to Espanyol, which is always difficult, and they have Villarreal and Athletic Club, so
Tarik.
not the easiest of the games.
Well, the optimists amongst the Real Madrid supporters ahead of this game pointed to that
Ngetrik.
very fact that, Barcelona
Udah
don't have it
menit
easy in
86,
their
Riz.
final 3
Udah
matches
ngetrik
of the
ini.
season, but
Yang
they
penting
have to
lama
do the
ya
job
waktunya.
this afternoon. So far they haven't. Modric spoiled
Ya,
the
Mbappe
top.
lagi.
Mbappe
Jangan ke dia apa
chasing
bolanya.
the ball.
Bolanya jangan ke Mbappe dong. Nah, mampus.
Looks like Vinicius is finished.
Harus jangan sampai ke dia bolanya, Riz.
1 minute he's saying he got to come off, and the next minute I'm all right.
Nah, tenang aja, atur serangan Pedri.
Still Pedri. Out to Lamine Yamal. Back it goes to the fort. Thank you, De Jong. Gavi ready to come on for Barca. For the final change. Alba. Fermin into Rafinha. Rafinha with the shot. Well wide.
And we're going to have a debutante in Real Madrid.
Siapa ini Victor Munoz?
Will be, substitution for Real Madrid. First, we're going to see the substitution of Real Madrid. Vinicius off of ball. Maybe it's
Apaan?
because of what you said. There we see him limping. Vinicius on his way to the bench.
Vinicius Marok diganti anjing.
Coming on, and for Football
Ini dia.
Club Barcelona, it will be
Serakah banget anjing.
the player that comes on replacing Ferran Torres.
Well, 28 starts for the B team, 10 goals in that time for Victor Munoz, 21-year-old.
Mbappe bagi apa bagi? Ke gua aja sini, ngapain? Ketahuan jadi gol.
To see who Gavi will replace.
He will
Apa?
replace Ferran Torres.
Okay.
Iya anjing.
Well, great game for Ferran. He's been
Fucker
fantastic. Always asking questions to the
anjing.
centre backs of Real Madrid. Great job.
Gavi.
And now Barca will play with 4 midfielders. Fermin, Gavi, Pedri, and Frenkie de Jong.
Gavi immediately tries to put Tchouaméni under pressure. The ball goes out to Fran Garcia. Into Brahim. Mbappe. Hendrik.
Goblok!
Also
Itu
emerging as
apa,
a substitute.
Cok?
Great moment for him, and he blasts it wide. Well, he
Enggak anjing.
appeared at just the right time in just the right place, but he couldn't finish. Victor Munoz.
Masih muda itu.
Chance.
Itu Mbappe yang ngoper.
Clasico,
Wah,
3-4
anjing.
down.
Wah,
Chance to equalise. And,
mampus.
wow, what a last few minutes that would have been if that gone in.
Well, practically his
Wah, kalau
first
Mbappe
touch
sih gol sih itu.
as a Real Madrid
The
senior
best itu
player
kalau Mbappe the best
in
gol itu.
Clasico.
Oh, dia sakit
Vinicius
dia.
there having some treatment on
Si
his
Vini.
left foot.
Well, he will. He's gonna remember it, isn't it? This miss.
Nggak tahu 5 kayaknya 6 7.
That is won by Gavi. Well, we're into the last minute of normal time. Little bit of urgency
Entot.
from the Madrid
Deg-degan juga,
coaching
anjing.
staff because the ball boys not getting the ball back as quickly as Madrid would
Itu
want.
baru masuk loh tadi dia.
Modric back to
Si
Valverde.
Victor Munoz tuh. Gantiin Vini.
Inigo Martinez heads that back towards Chesney.
Wah, kuning lah Sid. Gila lu.
Paul, if you'd have shown this tape to someone at Real Madrid at the start of the season, said, look, this is the most crucial game of the season. There are 4 games left. You've got Victor Munoz playing on the right wing. You've got Chamini in the centre of defence.
Itu namanya udah ngetrik, Chris.
What the hell happened in the season for this to be the situation?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a very difficult year for them injury-wise.
Ini kok tinggi banget itu ya?
And in the end, they've suffered as a result of it.
Here's Inigo Martinez out to Fermin.
Iya, itu Gavi.
Blocked away by Valverde. Bellingham to Fran Garcia. Fran Garcia to Mbappe. He looks offside, but for the moment, play continues. Christensen chasing back. The shot comes to Balde, who clears, and the flag stayed down. Well, we're almost in line with it, and it looks offside, but Hansi Flick seems
enggak offside lah. Oh iya nih, offside.
Tighter.
Yeah, very tight, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was.
Wah, sama dia kurang pojok tuh.
Also, another great opportunity for Real Madrid.
Enggak offside, tipis.
They've got the best man for the job in terms of this corner, Luka Modric. We've played the 45 minutes. 4-3 as we go into added time. Modric delivers the corner, Chamini with a header, and it's been turned in. The flag is up. So this celebrations are cut short.
Yeah, now he looked offside. Then there was only the goalkeeper.
Offside ya?
Who was behind him? Yeah.
Oh iya offside anjing.
Offside
Chris tai ini.
At least, so
itu gol babi.
one which is Chesney.
Ini offside anjing, Chris.
Well, but the previous one was good. It was a good chance for Mbappe. The ball went back to Victor Munoz. Nearly finish it.
Tuh.
Well, Real Madrid had
Tuh di
two
situ
chances.
anjing dia.
At least to keep the game alive. 4-4 it would have been good for Real Madrid. Now still 2 goals.
Aduh, dorong.
Considering that the draw is not a good result for Madrid.
No, the draw. Even if they score now, the draw's not enough.
Panasnya
They have
telat
to
ya.
come and win here.
Anjing, jangan dong. Udah guys.
Free kick given Barcelona's way.
Tompel. Ini gue lagi dijoin. Makanya Pak.
High foot from Brahim.
Besok maksudnya. Mau nggak?
6 added minutes. And Barcelona players getting ready to celebrate
Siapa?
what would be a huge step towards the club's 28th title.
Lu gitu makan tai juga lu samper.
Default's long kick
Apa?
forward. Fermin tries to bring it down under pressure from Valverde.
Remember the last minutes against Inter, Chapi? Well, everybody here on the bench just saying, I want.
Iya, kalau soal Inter kan golnya menit segini, King.
Do not attack anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to
HRB,
say
iya.
that this is going to be the 4th victory of Barcelona on Real Madrid. And well, still some minutes to play.
So if Lamine gets the chance to shoot for the 5th Chappie, he shouldn't, you're saying?
No,
Siapa?
no, I think he would do
Lamine.
anyway.
Main.
Rafinha. Laid off to
Kan dia
Balde.
golin 3.
But that tells us, Paul, how the
3 apa
difficult
2?
season has been for Real Madrid. 4 defeats against
Wah,
Barcelona.
kakinya, Jo. Kakinya, Jo.
Season.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Wah,
gonna
udah mulai El
massive
Clasico
alarm bells
momen
at
nih,
Real
guys.
Madrid that that was the case this season. But fair play to Barcelona. I mean, they've had a good season. So many young players
Inigo
have developed and
Martinez.
done really well. And the future looks very bright for
Emang gak kena.
Real Madrid.
Drama aja
sorry,
dia.
for Barcelona at the moment. And Real Madrid will have to regroup and look to go again.
Well, pretty much everyone
Diving
inside
aja.
the Olympic Stadium now on their
Ngetrik.
feet, waving the Barcelona flags above their heads. They are very, very close.
Ayo,
Forward from
berdua.
Inigo Martinez. away by Valverde, but straight to Pedri. Fermin.
Ah, nice banget Fermin.
Still
Fermin Lopez.
Get the shot away. He can. What a brilliant goal to round.
Fermin Lopez. What a shot.
Barcelona. 2 goals
Gila.
inside the first quarter of an hour. Boy, have they responded. Fermin scores. It is Barcelona 5, Real Madrid 3.
That's faith, isn't it? Just faith to win the ball, faith to win the challenge, and then
The Demit, fans Madrid, komen di bawah, waktu dan tempat dipersilahkan.
Looking for the goal. He's a fantastic player, he's a great finisher. And you said that is
Pojok banget anjing.
good news for Barcelona this season also. And well, what a goal for Fermin.
Well, what a way to celebrate your 22nd birthday. Travis Scott is still enjoying it. So are those Barcelona fans behind the goal who mobbed the goal scorer. Wild celebration, Carlos. Not just behind
Gila,
that goal,
Fermin Lopez.
inside the Barca dugout as well. Very close to not just winning this game, but winning the league.
It was just unbelievable. A moment that the Barca fans, the club, will never remember. History in Madrid. But now there's music, but the crowd singing, campeones, campeones, campeones. Champions, champions, champions.
This is hard for Madrid to take, isn't it, Paul? Hard for Carlo Ancelotti. 15 trophies, nobody's won more as a Real Madrid manager.
gatel nih. Gatel nih guys, gatel.
Referees assistant presumably not happy about how long it's taken Barca to celebrate this goal.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be devastated and extremely frustrated.
Sudahi saja ya guys, 5-3.
With the belief that they can keep this season.
Mbappe tarik napas lu, marah lu sama tim lu.
Well, I can tell you because I now see Carlo Ancelotti and he was saying it was a handball from Gavi, and he even said to Gavi, it was a handball from you, and Gavi was saying, what are you saying? And that's precisely what they're checking.
Lah,
There's a handball of Fermin.
handball.
They check in. But again, it's a very close to Valverde. Can be a rebound.
Belum anjing.
Well, it's been rolled out.
Nggak jadi.
He's seen it and as
Gol.
Chappie says he's ruled it out. So
Wah,
Fermin's
babi
put
lu
it
semua anjing.
not stand. And Valverde launches it long forward, and Charmany's now playing his
Anjing,
not
nggak jadi.
It's headed away.
Oh, hidup lu. Udah.
But,
Nih lagi.
opportunity to get a fifth here. It's Lamine Yamal
Lagi.
into
Itu.
Rafinha for his hat trick. He puts it over the top.
Well, it's going to need some breaking down this game afterwards.
Wah, menang.
You can see the
Visca Catalunya. Demit, Madridista, komen di bawah. Waktu dan tempat dipersilakan. Salam 15 UCL. Bye.
Yeah, they deserve the victory.
Dah guys. Thank you guys sudah nonton guys, yang like. Dadah.
A bit of everything. Obviously a huge amount of goals, action at both
Udah kan ya?
ends.
Udah ntar masih lanjut
They
lagi.
were the superior
Ngentot.
team on the day.
Udah ya?
And looks
Udah ada
like
kelar. Nice game. Famos.
mathematically, but
Famos.
it's going to be a miracle would need to happen for the title not to come here now.